This week, my channel reached 10,000 subscribers, and I just wanted to take this moment to say thank you for all of your support, all of your comments, your likes. I really appreciate it, and it's really inspiring and motivating for me to see a lot of younger gentlemen who start to dress better, even though they're still in high school. So I always appreciate all of your comments, your questions, and also your messages on Instagram. Keep them coming because they help to keep me inspired for this channel as well. And I wanted to say a special thank you to a couple of you, and that would be Aaron, Roy, Roland, Simon, Samad, Lasso, and Walter. I apologize if I didn't include your name, but I appreciate all of you, and I can't really put all names in here, otherwise the video would be a little bit too long. And this video is going to be a little bit different. I don't really have a script this time. I just want to talk maybe about a little bit about my journey and the future of this channel. And one thing that actually got me into dressing was that my brother's wife, I think about 2.5 years ago maybe, she told me about a website in Germany for secondhand clothing where they have items that are hardly ever been worn for very good prices. And on top of that, because it's German law, you can even send the items back when they don't fit you. So that's when I started to get a little bit addicted to the whole thing. And that's when I also started to learn more about the subject. Because up until that point, my understanding of dressing well was just to buy maybe something from Hugo Boss or from Tommy Hilfiger, but it didn't really fit that well. And I definitely did make a lot of mistakes, especially in the early beginnings of that journey. Because one of them, for example, I bought a bright red Prada loafer that was not the prettiest. And I also think it was probably fake, to be honest. And then I started to buy my first books about fashion. I also started to watch his book Style and Mr. Porter. And those are actually the ones that also really inspired me to start this channel. Because, I mean, Brian from his book Style is extremely well dressed, but his wardrobe, of course, is quite expensive. And especially for a lot of younger guys, it's not the most approachable. So I wanted to take similar topics, but then make them in a little bit more of an affordable option. And that's why I focus so much on thrifting and secondhand items. And then on the other hand, I really enjoyed the old Mr. Porter videos. For example, the ones about husbands in Paris. This is just an absolutely beautiful video. And in my opinion, it's just a shame that they don't really make the videos like this anymore. And this is something that I personally would like to also do going forward, because I really like these short documentaries about, let's say, for example, a shirt maker or a tailor or a shoemaker. I think there's just something very relaxing about watching them. And it's also educational at the same time. So this is something that I would like to do going forward in the future. But for that, of course, as a one-person team, it's not the easiest job just yet, but it's definitely something I would like to do in the future. Especially given that I'm in Asia right now, there's a lot of really interesting tailors from Korea or from Japan, and it would be really cool to make these a bit Mr. Porter style short documentaries about them. But it would be interesting to hear what type of videos you would like to see going forward, and also maybe a couple of ideas that you have in mind that you can let me know in the comments below, because it's always interesting to hear your opinions and your suggestions. And one of the suggestions, for example, that I try to really take to heart is my rate of speech, because for some reason, the moment the camera turns on, I start to speak extremely fast. And when I look back on a couple of my older videos, it's something that I really notice now. And that's why I try to really actively speak slower now in my current videos. And I hope it's already getting better. So that's one thing that I'm working on for sure. So this video is a little bit shorter than the rest, but the 10,000 is just quite a big milestone for me. And I really wanted to take this moment to thank you, and see you next week with the next video. And the interesting thing is that the more you learn about the subject, the more you actually learn that you don't know that much. So it's pretty much the 4 levels of competence. And in the beginning, I was basically at the unconscious incompetence. And now I'm slowly moving up the ladder, but I still have a lot to learn.